we've talked about
Quarterbacks, running backs.
the running back. We might as well stick with the skill position for now and go to the outside with the wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So on the one hand, you got Baltimore, Jacoby Jones, Torrey Smith, Anquan Boldin. We'll say the top three. That sounds good, right?
Well, you go to the other side now.
You got the greatest of all time.
Well, you have Randy Moss. You have Michael Crabtree. And you have Mario Manningham, right? He's not hurt, is he?
No, Manningham's hurt.
Is he?
Yeah.
Who's their number 3?
Their number 3 right now, if I remember correctly, is
which I don't think
Kyle Williams. But we're going to double check.
Yeah.
And we're going to make sure. So,
We're breaking it down. You got to make sure.
But I'm pretty sure it's Kyle Williams rocking that their 3 right now. Let's see.
I'll tell you what.
Ted Ginn, you got the rookie A.J. Jenkins, and Kyle Williams, yeah.
Let's throw the number 3s out, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Jacoby Jones has been an underachiever, underperformer for most of his career. Special teams guy mostly, kick returner. Nothing that special. I know Flacco's throwing him the ball a little more often.
Game winner against Denver. Or not game winner.
I'll tell you what, we'll keep Jacoby Jones in on that side. I'm still going to take Michael Crabtree and Randy Moss over Boldin, Torrey Smith, and Jacoby Jones.
Really?
Over the last 10, 11 weeks of the season, including the playoffs, there hasn't been a wide receiver better than Michael Crabtree. He has done everything for this team. He is Kaepernick's favorite target, and when he's got the ball in his hands, he's been able to do some things with it. He has a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns second half of the year, and he actually helped me win a fantasy football championship. He played that well.
He played that well.
Then you look at Randy Moss. Now, he may consider himself the greatest of all time, but we all know he's not. But he is a man who's been to the Super Bowl. He is a man who knows what he's doing, and he is a big target in the red zone. If need be. Plus, he's pretty good decoy on the other side as well. So all he's got to do, like Dave likes to say, is throw that hand up. And it works as a nice little decoy.
Best part of watching Randy Moss play. I don't care what anybody says.
So I look at it as Torrey Smith started the year off well. Didn't end it so well, I guess. I don't know. In my mind, you didn't hear much about him. I know he got hurt for a little while. Fast as all hell, really is. I mean, quick. Can make plays down the field. I mean, to me, I still think the better receiver out of that Ravens bunch, though, is Boldin. I think Boldin's their best option. I think his strength, his size.
This is why I would take Torrey Smith and Anquan Boldin over Randy Moss and Michael Crabtree.
But see, Crabtree has size, he has strength, and he has speed, too.
Well, if you're going to ask me who's the best one, if I had to pick one wide receiver out of all of them, I'd take Crabtree. But we're talking about
I know, but I'm going to take the best wide receiver the second half of the NFL season and couple him with a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I will take that combination over two guys that have, or over one guy in Torrey Smith who's never been to a Super Bowl. I think Boldin was there the year that Arizona went. If I'm not mistaken, was he in Arizona that year? I'm pretty sure he was with Larry Fitz. Yeah. Can we check on that? I don't know how to check on that.
What? If he was on the roster, Anquan Boldin was on the roster with Larry Fitz and Kurt Warner. He didn't leave the Cardinals till after Kurt Warner left.
Okay.
That was when Kurt Warner, after that year was when he left.
So Boldin's been the one but hasn't won one. Jacoby Jones is Jacoby Jones.
See, I'm with you. I understand the forget the third wide receiver. I don't have an issue with that one.
No, but that's why I will take the best wide receiver in the NFL, or arguably him and Calvin Johnson, the two best wide receivers in the NFL, especially the second half of the year.
You're going to put Crabtree as the number 2 wide receiver in the NFL.
The second half of this season, nobody had better stats. You can look it up. That's a sure fact. Nobody had the wide receiving stats from week 6 or 7 on that Crabtree had. That's just statistical fact. Not even Calvin Johnson had those numbers. He had more yards and more touchdowns, or maybe not more touchdowns, but more yards than any other receiver.
I was gonna say because Dez dropped 8 touchdowns in that final stretch smaller tidbit, but whatever. Either which way.
And then you couple him, like I'm saying, and I don't want to repeat myself too much, but not with the greatest of all time, Randy Moss, but he is a first ballot surefire Hall of Famer. A man knows how to play the game, and he wanted to listen. As much as he may not want to be in San Fran next year, he wants to be there right now to win this Super Bowl. They all want to put that extra ring on their finger and the extra trophy in the case.
Yeah.
There's nobody on this team that doesn't want to do that. And I will take those 2 guys over Boldin and Torrey Smith right now.
And see, I think that you get much more of a red zone threat with Boldin than you get out of either Crabtree or Randy Moss. I think Torrey Smith stretches the field like the old Randy Moss. So with that said, I like those 2 guys much, much more. I think Anquan Boldin's much more willing to come across the middle than pretty much either of the wide receivers on San Francisco. I mean, I personally, I like Baltimore's wide receivers better. I think Randy Moss is not the biggest fan of going across the middle. He can't blow past people like he used to, even though, like, he still can blow past people, but it's not as a consistent situation as it used to be. I look at Crabtree, and I agree. What Crabtree has done, especially since Kaepernick's taken over as quarterback, is nothing short of amazing. Michael Crabtree has been playing some serious football. No question about it. But at the same time, me personally, I like Torrey Smith and Anquan Boldin better. I think that 1-2 punch is more dangerous than the 1-2 punch of Randy Moss and Crabtree. I do. Now, if the Niners had Manningham, and we really were including this third wide receiver, I think my opinion might be swayed more because I like Manningham more than Jacoby Jones. But we're not talking about the third wide receivers. We're talking about the 1 and the 2. And I like Anquan Boldin and Torrey Smith more than I like Michael Crabtree and Randy Moss. I do. I think Anquan Boldin could possibly be MVP of this game.